And we are live. Hello, everybody. Those of you that are here. A little bit since I've done one of these. How we doing? I have a couple monitors up, so I'm kind of going back and forth. That's why I look to the side, because I'm looking at this other monitor and talking to you guys. And it's good to be back here live. It has been a little bit. And I'll wait a couple minutes, see if we get some more people in here. I see Mark and Brian. How are you guys? Mark Rogers and Brian Staveley. A lot to discuss today, and we'll let some more people see who else comes in here before we get going. There's kind of a lot going on, though, just with everything regarding Mandela Effect and everything else that I kind of want to go through with people. And I want to see what you guys have to say as well about some things, so we can have a good chat here, because I have a lot to say. Hey, Steve, how are you doing? Let's let some more people get in here before I really get going, because it's always fun to chat with you guys. It seems to me, let me look at something really quick. It seems to me that, let's see, what time is it? 4:21. Okay, I usually wait 5 minutes, just a couple minutes late, but we've given some people a chance. So we get going here. I wanted to say that it's been interesting recently that the amount of Mandela effects that are kind of out into the ether, at least the bigger, more noticeable ones. There's still stuff that's like up for debate that, you know, people go back and forth on. But I noticed that it's gotten a little quieter as far as straight up ones that we know are Mandela effects that are like no doubters. It seems that there's not as many as there once were. And I've seen other people talk about this. You know, I've seen Moneybags talk about it and such. I have some here, like a few that I've noticed, but I find that there's not as many of the bigger ones that there used to be, and I don't know why. I mean, obviously, this started back 5 years ago, 4 years ago. When did people start to notice the Mandela Effect? It was a while ago, and it kind of peaked in 2016. And I wrote a column about it on my Medium blog. If you haven't seen it, I wrote about the Mandela Effect. I don't know, it was fall 2017, maybe. I think it was September 2017, and that helped get some buzz around it. I really kind of laid out the big ones for everyone. So it was big in 2016. It's big in 2017. It started to kind of slow down in 2018. And 2019 was a bit slower, but I've been doing these videos now for a couple of years, and I find that, you know, there aren't as many as there once were, and I want to see if they continue to spike up, and I want to hear what other ones you guys have thought of. I've been responding to some comments today. When we get off, I'm going to respond to some more, but I noticed that you know, some people are mentioning some ones that I can't really tell, like the one about Rambo on there, Rambo First Blood versus being just Rambo. As the first Rambo that was mentioned, and then there were, you know, a couple others on there that people were kind of wondering if they were new or not. There's something about Ben's clothing or something. I wasn't aware of what that brand was. So it seems some of these are smaller and more debatable as to whether they're actually Mandelas or not. Let's see, who else has come in? Hi, D. Jeff. How you doing, buddy? Brian, what's up? Brian and Mark, we said, hey. D. Jeff, have I seen that there is a movie coming out now called Mandela about someone actually experiencing living through an effect what's happening? Yeah, I have seen that movie. and I've seen other people talk about it. I mean, I've seen the ads for it. I haven't actually seen the movie, but I've seen that it's coming out, and I'm curious what all it will have to say about this phenomenon that's affecting so many people, including myself and many others. Let's see. Hey, Johan. Hey, Steve. When did Mongolia become a country? I'm not totally sure on that. When did Mongolia become a country? That's a good question. Another big one that I just saw recently that maybe I'll put this in an upcoming video is the Marlboro Man. People remember the Marlboro Man dying in the 90s of like lung cancer from smoking? The Marlboro Man. We all know him. Apparently he died in 2019. It was just recent. Or people remember, like Mandela himself, they remember him dying in the 90s. So it's like another Mandela. There's another person dying that people remember him dying, but he didn't. Then there's also ones that people remember someone dying and they didn't, or someone died and they're still, people remember someone dying and they're still alive. But there's just all sorts of ways of swapping that around, which I find very interesting. Like people dying, people not dying. It's just, it's all a big part of the Mandela Effect. He died before that. Did he, Steve? Yeah, I don't know. There seems to be some debate about that. So I just find it interesting that, you know, we don't have as many as there once were. You know, and I'm interested to see if they ramp up again. But I've been looking at some of these people doing videos on it, and they're honestly like, if I'm going to do Mandela Effect videos, you guys, like, they're going to be, I want like quality ones on there. I don't want ones that people are like, I don't know, like, you know, like, I mean, some, maybe a couple of mine here and there sometimes might be that way, but I'm trying to give you guys the most quality content that I possibly can give you. So if there's a delay in one of the videos, it just means that I haven't found some good ones enough yet, and I want to do videos on other topics. And I'm always going to be a multi-topic person. So I'm not a person who just does my channel around, you know, one thing. I know that people like people to niche down and such, but I'm going to keep it variety. Like, I'm going to put our podcast up there, and I'm going to continue to do other things, other videos about stuff that interests me, whether it pertains to sports or Hollywood and art or politics. I like to give you guys a variety of topics. So if you're liking that and you like hearing me talk about various topics, I will continue to do Mandela as they come and as you guys suggest them to me. But just being like a one show Joe is kind of not my shtick. So, but I hope you like watching my shows, because I like doing these videos for you, and I hope to have a lot more on various topics for you. So if you like watching me, I'm going to keep creating them, but they're not always going to be Mandela. But they're going to be Mandela when I have effects to share with you. So, but I hope you're watching nonetheless, because it's always great to have watchers. So let's see. I wanted to mention that. What else do I have on my notes here to discuss? Yeah, some other things. Let me answer your question first. Let's see. What other topics do you cover? Well, I talked about sports. I talked about how they should revamp Major League Baseball and how they should revamp the NFL. Those were my last two videos. I also do videos with Kira where we talk about AI and humanity, and it kind of ties into Mandela Effect type stuff, because we're talking about like where things could go, where things are. We talk about simulation theory. We talk about, you know, the one tomorrow is going to be about art and the future of art. We like to talk about present and future mostly, but also past, and how humanity and AI factor into those. So, but our topics are widespread. We'll talk about current events. We'll talk about, you know, psychology. Kira and I like to mix it up. So those podcasts are all on my channel. I posted one last week in addition to 2 sports videos, and then there were a lot of Mandela Effect videos before that. So those are some other topics that I've covered. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, so the movie. Yes, I need to see the movie. When did Mongolia become a country? I'm not sure about Mongolia. ET phone home is now ET home phone. I've heard some debate, Johan, about ET and that, because some people say he just said that once, like he does say phone home, but he also said home phone in the movie. Like he said both. So I don't know. He says it 2 different ways. Okay, yeah, Brian. So those are some of the topics, but there's going to be some more topics just because I like keeping things varietized here at Launch TV. Because we're the future, and the future is Launch TV. That's right. You guys got to hear it right here. That is live. We are the future, and the future is Launch TV. That's right, lesbian woman over 40s. That's right. You're here. I don't even know your name, but you're here. Thank you. Let's see. What else? Born in 76. He's never been alive in my lifetime. Yeah, it's weird about the Marlboro Man. People remember, if you're just getting here, people remember the Marlboro Man dying in the 90s, and he just died. Like, he died smoking and lung cancer. Like, how is he still alive? Apparently, he just died. I don't know. I'm going to do the thing where I don't know. You know, you guys get... Okay, the future is Launch TV. That's right, Jeff. That's right, D-Jeff. You got it. Don't you just say that at home when I say it? Don't you guys just go, and the future is Launch TV. It's just exciting. Let's see. Do I remember the store? Let's see. Where am I here? Do I remember the store Lucky's, the original store? Apparently, it's not with the S at the end. That's interesting. Lesbian woman over 40s. That the S, Lucky? Yeah, I kind of remember Lucky's. That's interesting, huh? Thanks, Steve. Thanks for watching, Brian. Thanks, Jeff. Yep, the future is Launch TV. D. Jeff, you got it right. Johan Eights, have I seen the new Sonic the Hedgehog trailer? I have not. Scabre, I agree the Mandela effects are slowing down. They're starting to bring up common misconceptions. Vikings having horns, fortune cookies from China, which are not Mandela effects, just myths. Yeah, I mean, some people they don't affect, some people they do, and some people, you know, maybe there's, you know, maybe I'll say one here and there that's not one that I thought was one. Like, that happens. Like, I just try my best to get them out there for you guys. And, you know, I hope you like it. I hope you like the show and everything. You know, if sometimes I'm wrong about one, like, I'm fine saying, like, I'm wrong. Like, I don't have, like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, like, people don't like to be wrong. I mean, it's like people have this thing about being wrong. Like, I don't mind if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, fine. Y'all are talking to me. I'm just a straight shooter with you guys. You know, I'm not one of these. I don't like this whole, like, you know, there's like this whole movement, you know, there's people that talk about, you know, how they're like a conspiracy theorist and all that stuff. Like, I'm not like one of those people. Like, I'm just a guy from Missouri who lives in Los Angeles, who works in the movies and such, and like finds this stuff interesting just like you do. Like, I'm not trying to be like a, you know, super hyper, you know, one of those people. That's not me. Okay, so what do we got? So I agree the Mandela effects are slowing. Yeah, they're slowing down. Okay, so Netflix, the toys that made us. I don't know what that is. Yeah, Randy Jackson did say no dog. Yeah, it's a no for me, dog. Yeah, I've heard some debates about that one. I'm not sure. The Star Wars Episode 3 C-3PO's legs gold. Yep, that one's for sure. Launch TV. Hey, Geoffrey, KC guy here. What's up, bro? Hey, Vernon. I see Vernon in the comments. Vernon is a great commenter. Seems like a really awesome person. Gives some good thoughts and commentary. So, Vernon, I know who you are, and I see you in the comments, and you're awesome. So I'm not afraid to compliment you guys because I think you guys are all super cool. The theme, okay, on Lucky's. Still a low price leader and more, but it's called Lucky, which makes no sense. Yeah, that's weird. It is weird. It is. Yeah, I agree. Lesbian woman over 40s. That's right. That may be a new one. The geographical changes are the fastest way to know if you are man affected. If the world map looks altered in many regions, you are from parallel. Well, the world map stuff, the geography stuff has slowed down a little bit. You know, I mentioned, gosh, I did one maybe 6 months ago, a geography one. If you guys haven't watched it, you should check it. Google my name and Geography Mandela, or just YouTube my name and Geography Mandela, and you'll see some ones that I talked about. There's an island like out near Iceland that people don't remember. Do you guys remember that one that I talked about? That was strange. And then there's one like this history of this country around Russia that's there that like people don't remember it being there. But check out my Mandela geography video. I go into that preliminal. Vernon, I had a real Mandela effect occur to me that when I got sick and everything that happened to me after that had already happened, even though I thought I'd never been there. That's strange, huh? Everything that happened to me after that had already happened. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Huh, strange. Sorry, my comment was a shot at you by any means. I'm a big fan and love the channel. I'm just pedantic about what constitutes Mandela because I missed the big ones like parents. No, Scabre, no worries. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you being here. I don't like, unless somebody goes like after me personally, which does happen. I am very open to your comments and thoughts and love hearing from you guys. And I'm not fearing ever being wrong. So I can be wrong about things and just be like, I'm wrong. So no problem. No worries, Scabre. I appreciate you watching always. Hi, Alicia. Everybody, Alicia Shepard. Let's give Alicia a big round of applause, okay? She's the best. Okay, now what is the question? Does it count if you have a Mandela effect that's anecdotal? Maybe. Give me an example of that. I'd be curious. Anyway, so yeah, I do find they're slowing down. I do find that's happening. The Marlboro Man is a new one. I'll put that in a video. I think the Lucky's one that lesbian woman in her 40s brought up is interesting. I'll look into the Lucky's one. And there is the movie coming out. I saw that, the Mandela Effect movie. I'm very curious to see if more, they seem to kind of come in cycles. Have you noticed that? Like they show up kind of in groups, like they come up in a bunch. We'll get like a bunch of Mandela effects all at once. So yeah, I still don't know the cause. I mean, like I have some pretty strong beliefs about what causes it. I don't know for sure, like nothing is certain, but I have a pretty good idea of what I think that causes the Mandela effect, which I've discussed with some people in the comments here and there. If you ask me in the comments, I'll, get into it a little bit more. Because in the videos, I'm just moving so fast that I don't have time. But, I have some thoughts about it. I think that it's something different than what everybody thinks. I think the Mandela effect is like something it's hidden in plain sight, what's happening. I think that's the problem. I think it's hidden in plain sight. That's my theory on that. Kira and I have been putting the podcasts up, and one of them we talked about the Mandela effect in, but we're talking about very kind of cool, relevant topics, as I was mentioning earlier, that often do pertain to this type of stuff. We talked about, let's see what we got. Oh, hang on. And then I'll get back to our podcast. Alicia, oh, thanks for the tip, Steve. By the way, thank you guys, whoever, apparently you can donate tips in the chat room. That's amazing. Like, I always appreciate anybody donating a tip. Like, you're awesome. Like, Steve Turner, you're amazing. And please do like this video. If you haven't liked it, you can like it right now. It's so easy. Like, the likes help us YouTubers. So if you haven't liked it, please do like it, because I love talking to you guys. And if you liked it, please do, and let me know in this chat right here, and I'll give you a shout out. But like the video if you haven't, because that helps us. Yeah, always like it if you can. Let's see, Alicia. Yeah, and the tips are great. Thank you. I appreciate the tips. Steve Turner, winner. Love it. Okay, Alicia, my mother swears that my eyes are brown, but they've always been green, and my sister and my mother both swear that I would never get a job, and yet I worked incessantly, $4,000 a month in 1989. It's been green, brown. Oh, she says your eyes are brown, but they've always been green. Yeah, I don't know about, is there personal Mandela effects? Do you guys know how that applies? Does anybody have any thoughts on that for Alicia? I'm not sure on that. My sister and brother both swear that I would never get a job, and yet I work incessantly and made over $4,000 a month in 1989. Both swear that I would never get a job, and yet I work incessantly. Both, but you did have a job, is what you're saying. I'm not sure. That just might pertain to your own timeline with the job thing. Your sister and mother both swear that you would never get a job, and yet you worked incessantly. You made over $4,000 a month in 1989. Yeah, I don't know. Well, it sounds like you had a job. I swore you wouldn't get a job. I'm not sure on that. Lesbian woman, it would be so awesome if we could witness a parallel shift right before our eyes. I think we would freak out and be overwhelmed fascinating as well. Well, yeah, that's interesting. A lot of this is mind related. Have you seen the illusion? There's certainly, if you follow my Twitter, do you follow me on Twitter? If you don't, it's just Jeff Pilkington, Geoff, and then my last name. There's no Geoffrey. You guys can all call me Jeff, by the way. Geoffrey was just available when I created the channel. I'm Jeff, but that's my Twitter, and I show different illusions and stuff on it, and I go into more depth on things. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, I talk about this a lot, but there's some illusions where you literally watch the brain play tricks on you in real time. Like, one of them, somebody was like, that's, they talk about like DMT and such, like, there's crazy drugs and everything, and like there's certain illusions that people that reported that have been on DMT that they do that like the world totally gets tripped out. And there's certain illusions that show you what it's like when that happens. And like brain illusions that show you what that's like in real time. And it reminds me that like if you saw a parallel shift happening with the Mandela Effect, like that's what it would be like. It would just be too much to handle. So Alicia, I even took my mother into my home after my grandmother passed away, but they don't remember any of me working or anything. I swear I don't get it either. That's weird. I mean, it could be just their memory, but I'm not sure. And the Netflix show How the Toys Made Us, the Star Wars episode 3PO's leg is gold, not silver. Well, maybe they just made a mistake on the C3PO. It's possible that they just made a mistake with that. I don't know, but that's interesting. Shapes, locations, countries, China, Japan, Indonesia. Yeah, everything's shifting all around. That's for sure. Geography, preliminal. That's happening. I know, right? It was the Matrix seeing the black cat and seeing it again, and Neo calling wow flashback or whatever it's called. Have you noticed, you guys want something really interesting to watch. Did you see my video about the names? About how people's names often like can correspond with who they are, or like, that's crazy. There's names like in public society that like correspond with who the person is. Like, I don't know if you've heard like the comedian Andy Dick. He was knocked out in New Orleans because he tried to grab someone's dick, and his name's Andy Dick. Like, sometimes it just makes you wonder if these names like they're all like programmed here or something. Because if you want to see that video, it's like 4 videos back. It says names in the simulation. I made that video, I don't know, a month ago. But the names thing just gets me every time. The black cat and the Amazing Neo saying wow flashback or whatever it's called. Yeah, it is like, it's all crazy, Vernon, that's for sure. Many personal Mandela effects in families. Yep. Personal Mandela effects, common effect is true. Oh, hi, Tanita, Washington. How are you? Good to see you. Alicia, I worked as a systems analyst at Toyota Motor Functioning Manufacturing, and I did my own web design and computer repairing and building businesses on the side, and have helped with JCs and everything. That's cool, Alicia. That's strange they don't remember it. Wow. It could be just a personal one, like I'm preliminary to saying. It's really interesting. Steve, my ex had brown eyes. Now they're blue like Hitler and Gilligan. All right, so it's happened with other people. Maybe eyes can change color. I mean, maybe your eyes can just change color. I'm interesting. Tonita, how you doing? Good to see you. Did I say that right? Tonita, Washington. It's good to see you. I love greeting you guys and saying hello by the name because I want to know who the person is. So I try to get to know who you are. Tonita, Washington, welcome to the room. Round of applause for Tonita, Washington. Okay, we're giving people a round of applause tonight. Okay, so she says she's had personal Mandela effects. And they started around 2011. Very cool. Johan Eitz, we all know Johan. Johan's freaking famous in the Mandela Effect world. Okay, what if there was a parallel shift in our universe which explains why that we've discovered the Mandela Effect? Maybe it could have happened in our sleep. It's possible. Certainly possible. Mark Rogers, what is a parallel shift? I'm lost in the lingo. What's a parallel shift? Can someone explain that to Mark in the chat? Preliminal, I know someone whose eyes were always brown until earlier this year. They became hazel blue, and he swears they were always the color they are now. Yeah, it's hard to say. What is it, shifting? Or if you notice someone else's eyes changing color, like what is that? It's just like craziness. Most of the Mandela Effect are causation. You have parodies that conflate with the originals. So on TV show or another movie making fun of the original content will change it for effect. You have a parodies that conflate. Well, that's what I talked about in the Jim Carrey video, Alicia. I talked about that in the Jim Carrey video, that we're possibly remembering the parodies rather than the original. But a lot of people didn't like when I said that. So we got off that, Alicia. But yes, I did say that. So on TV show or another movie making fun of the original content will change for effect. Yes. Right, and then people remember the change. Yeah, it's true. But but there's been objections to that, so people can. But I do think there's truth in that. Okay, Tornado, yes. Alicia, deja vu, yeah. Preliminal, yep. Thanks for the applause for people. Oh, and my moon and my sun seem off. There was the right spot. Living, watching. Has anybody heard the one about the sun? People say the sun used to be yellow, and now it's more like a white beam, and people remember the sun being more yellow. Do you remember that about the sun? I don't know. That's one people have talked about too. The sun changed color. Yeah, the Ford logo, that's one. Sinbad being a genie, that's a classic one. Parallel Earths merged. I'm from the version that was located at the edge of Sagittarius. So is the Orient Sun. I was definitely not. Yeah, that's interesting. Preliminal. You're from the version that was located at the edge. Okay, so it's a different things merged, huh? That's interesting. Johan, you have a prediction for the elections of 2020. The Rock? He better get in now because it's getting late. The Rock's going to be president? I don't know. Who do you guys think is going to be the Democratic nominee to go up against Trump? Who's going to be the Democratic nominee? Do we have any predictions here? Johan thinks The Rock. Well, he better get in. It's interesting. Sun machine they put up in the gun. Yeah, the sun is crazy. Terry Crews. We all know Terry Crews, legend. So anyway, I wanted to say, regarding the podcast, we're going to keep putting those up. I put one up just recently. Kira and I enjoy making them. I'm going to put one up tomorrow about the future of art. Please listen along. You can listen to it in your car. You can put it on. We're also on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. We're on Breaker. All the main podcast channels, we're up there. Apple, Google, Spotify. So check that out, our podcast. I think we've done 25 episodes now. We're having fun, Kira and I. If you haven't listened already, please do. Lots of good topics that are really, really, really interesting. And Kira and I sometimes fight. We're like brother and sister. We fight about things. On the air, we actually fight. It's good times, though. It'll be Biden. Won't even be a contest. The primaries are all just for show. I think it'll be Biden. That'll be interesting. Kellogg's cereal or Kellogg's? I think it's the first one, D. Jeff. Yeah, creepy Uncle Joe. One theory of the cause is CERN hadron particle colliding experts caused a quantum entanglement. People shifting transit. Yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting. All sorts of theories as to what causes Mandela. We really don't know for sure, but it's definitely something strange is happening with all of it. So I wanted to say that, yes, the podcast is going to keep coming. I'm going to put some other variety topics up there. If you have a new one that you mentioned in this or that you're thinking about, put it in the comments of this video, which will go when I get off, because I'll look at it and maybe put it in an upcoming video. I'm going to try to create another Mandela soon for you guys, maybe next week. I've got a couple other topics I'm thinking about. The Future of Art podcast is coming tomorrow, so you guys can see and enjoy that. That's going to be fun. So yeah, if you have one, put it in the comments of this video. I want to hear it. Please be sure to like this video. I said it earlier, please be sure to like it. It helps. If you haven't liked it, like it. Thank you for the tip, Steve Turner. Steve Turner, if you can put like tips in the chat, are amazing. What else regarding the Mandela, though? I think that in the world that we're in right now, just the world we're all living in, people call it the simulation theory, or just whatever. Like, I think that, with AI getting bigger and bigger all the time and things becoming more automated, just in the world, jobs becoming more automated. One thing we need to look at more, which various people have been talking about this for a while now, is art, and just what's going to happen to artists, and what's going to happen to Hollywood, and what's going to happen to, musicians and painters. I'm an artist myself, among other things. I'm a lot of different things, but art is it has always been about, art has always had a magic to it. There's always been something special about art. And the problem is, and this is really profound, is like, what is art really? Well, art is just, repeating something. And I talk about this on Twitter with this guy, Brian McAvely, who's brilliant, and with Scott Adams, who's talked about it in his videos, the Dilbert creator. He's just brilliant. I talk about both those guys. But so I've tweeted about this a lot, but we've discussed it. And like, art is really just repeating, and it's trying things. Picasso had to make 1 million paintings before he had his Picasso. Michelangelo had to make 1 million sculptures before he had the one that hit. So really all it is repeating and doing it at scale. And what is a painting, or what is a song? It's just color combinations. We talked about this in the podcast yesterday. A painting is just combinations of color that emotionally has inspired a human to create a painting. It's just combinations. Like at the granular level of a painting, all it is just combinations. And it's the best painting is the best combinations of those colors that we identify with and see. Well, and same with songs. Well, AI can do that, and it can do it a lot quicker than humans can. And AI is already doing it with songs and with paintings. So once that kicks into gear even more, AI is going to be able to create songs that are so freaking incredible that you'll drop to the floor. In the future, you're going to be able to wake up to a Spotify list of songs that were all created 10 seconds ago by AI that fit like an algorithm, that fit to your liking, that are brand new songs people haven't heard, that you just like because it fits what your music style is. Because AI can create so quickly that they're going to look back and be like, wow, there were actually humans doing that at one time. Like, and I think that's sad. Like, I think it's really sad, but like, art is just repetition at scale and then chance. With YouTube videos, if I create 100 YouTube videos, how many go viral or how many get a lot of views? It's just repeating and repeating and repeating, like Picasso was doing with paintings. Well, AI can create 1 billion of those, like fast. So we won't be able to keep up because the songs and the art is going to be so incredible that we'll have so many options because it can work so fast. We can't work as fast as it. Now, there is something to the humanness of, creating, but we create from emotion. Our emotion drives us to create these combinations, and not everybody's going to respond to them, obviously. And when you have something that can do that many that quick, I worry about artists. You know, you saw these deep fakes, Chris Evans and Zelda Williams. I was tweeting with them. You know, they were upset this week about the deep fakes in the AI, but like Hollywood, you know, Machiavelli was saying this on Twitter, like Hollywood's, you know, they're going to be able to create any artist, any actor, actress from the past or anything is just going to be able to be created. And it's going to be such, you know, Machiavelli said it's going to be better than Daniel Day-Lewis on his best day. These AI actor, actresses that AI will be able to create. So art is under this shift, sadly, because I'm an artist and I really love it, but it's not looking optimistic long term with what AI can do as far as art. So I find all that to be really interesting. That was a fun rant. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, Kellogg's might be a new one. Go another couple minutes here as we wrap down. That was my art spiel. Okay. Nice to meet you, or nice to meet your name. Okay, Minagnini, good to see you. Enjoy the cooking. Good to see you in here. Let's see who else we got. Scabray, I thought I remember the sun being yellow as a kid. I remember reading space books and wasn't surprised to read that the sun was classed as a yellow star. But yes, looks white now. Yeah, I remember it being yellow too. I wasn't surprised to read the sun was classed as a yellow star. It's classed as a yellow star. Yeah, but it looks white now. That's strange. You're welcome, Alicia. Are you Mandela Effect like us or CIA? I'm like you guys. I'm trying to figure it all out, Steve. If not in 2020, then somewhere in the future he will become president. It just looks logical for some reason. Yeah, The Rock. It's interesting for sure, Johan. Vernon, I'm not even sure about that. It's a conspiracy theory. One that freaks me out is Star Wars one where Darth Vader says, "Luke, I am your father." What the hell? No, I heard that, but they say no. Yeah, that's one, Vernon, for sure. AI will be able to do everything we can do, but 1,000 times better. That's right. Alicia, I really don't believe that at all AI is not what most people think it is. It's a facade that will enable the controller to convince people that an unbiased judge has made decisions, but it's people. Unbiased judge has made decisions, but it's people. Who do you think it is? So you think it's a facade that will enable the controller to convince people that an unbiased judge has made decisions? The controllers to convince people that an unbiased judge has made decisions. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. A lot of science fiction and science fantasy stories considered artificial intelligence, automation, and those features disallow robots from being. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where it goes, Alicia. That is for sure. I agree. I'm not sure where it's all going, but it's very interesting. If you didn't like this video, thank you guys. Please do like the video. You know, we got into some more stuff. I'm going to keep creating some other topics. I want to keep doing other topics. I want to try to do more live. I know I say that every time, but more topics coming, more Mandela effects. I'm slowly piecing some together for the next video. If you have any more new ones, please leave them in the chat here. I'm going to respond to some comments. We did our 40 minutes today, so it was fun as always. It's always good to see you regulars here. You know, Launch TV, here at Launch TV, we're the future, and the future is Launch TV. I'm glad you like it, D. Jeff. Thank you. Thank you for watching, as always. Alicia says you're sorry. I'm not sure why you're sorry. Yeah, please do like the videos and keep it on. You know, yeah, like this one if you didn't already. I appreciate you watching as always. You know, I know you guys, and I try to respond to you when I can, and I thank you for always being here. So a lot more to come. More videos next week, more podcasts tomorrow. I'm going to post a podcast tomorrow. Be sure to like it. Thank you guys, everyone. More to come. I will see you soon, and have a great evening. More soon. Netflix that gets me is the movie with Tom Cruise. Yeah, that's a big one, Mark, for sure. Tom Cruise, Risky Business. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a great night. I'll see you in the next one. Later.